Yes, it is. So that brings us to the spiritual spin of the week.
Can I just say, when you were showing your boxes, when you're showing us your box,
She saw my box!
You know, I've been dying to talk about that.
No.
I've been dying to talk about your box. But I quieted down and behaved myself. You had some crystals on there, and like I almost wanted to ask you about them, like, because, you know, we know crystals, you know what I mean? I was like, well, what? So I guess I know you're going to talk about it, but I just want to share with you that, like, I was excited to see the crystals on the box because they can be used for, like, something specific if they have a specific crystal on them, right?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, my God.
So the thing is, right, with the spiritual spin of the week, this week, do we
Excuse
have
me.
my little thingy there? I am a spiritual spin of
Crystals
the week.
and overload,
Could
yep.
not see it. So we're going to be talking about what we use for, okay, so for me, right, I follow my own path of spirituality. I use crystals, I use intention, I use the law of attraction, I use manifestation. And I remember when I first started this path, right, I was like, oh my God, I need to get every single crystal there is, and I need to get wands, and I need to get cauldrons, and I need to get offering plates in chalices, and I must have blown $1,000, right?
Easy, probably, right?
Right.
Just that visit.
Fast forward 10 years. Fast forward 10 years. I use me, right? So I still use crystals. Again, this is one of my favorite crystals. It's a pyramid. It directs
I
energy.
thought that was your nipple.
Very
I'm very
quickly.
disappointed now.
It's okay. She thought I was just happy to see her.
On one side.
So yeah, so like this one has this box that I had made, but it has the smoke quartz crystal in the middle of it. And another one that I had made has the clear quartz. This one has black obsidian, and this is all black obsidian. It has turquoise, and it has the clear quartz on it also. I took those, and so a lot of people do crystal grids to concentrate the energy into one space.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I am blessed to be a manifester, right? Like that is one of my spiritual gifts, is that I manifest what I want in my life. And
Quickly.
It works very well, and I do it quickly, yes. So the magic that
Are
I
you leaving?
create.
Bye. My boyfriend's leaving.
Sometimes when we are working on something or trying to obtain something in our lives, and we don't get it, it's because we're the ones that are blocking it, right? Like,
Makes sense.
so I'm like, oh yeah, I want to have a boyfriend. Oh yeah, I want to have a boyfriend. Then I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to give up my time. Yeah, I don't want to. Like, no, like you might get an hour or two a week, but you know that's good enough. So you know,
I want a part-time boyfriend.
Right. I just want a part-time thing. As my friend Bobby says, I love Bobby. She says, I'm looking for a good time, not a long time. It's cute, but you know. But anyway, so we are definitely the ones that create the magic. Right?
Okay.
Our magic comes from within. We have tools that represent parts of that magic. We have tools that can enhance the magic, the intention, the need, the manifestation. There are tools that can help magnify that. However,
Yeah.
it really comes from inside of us, right? And I was thinking about doing this for our show this week about crystals, tools, and the overload of everything. We think we gotta have A, B, C, D, E, F, G in order to get this one thing to work.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend's little 6-year-old in the back seat.
It's like bringing the marching band in.
Right, it's like bringing a whole band when you only need the flute to hear the beautiful music, right?
Mm-hmm.
The little girl in the back seat says, Mom, I gotta say something, it's real important. I said, well, what's that? She said, the magic comes from within. I said, now that was such spirit confirmation that I had to do this for this show. Like I'm full of spirit bumps. And she went on and on and on about the magic comes from inside my soul. I feel it tingling in my body. I mean, this girl's gifted and she doesn't know it. She's only 6. So and her mom is very gifted also, but we don't, we don't talk about, all that kind of stuff in front of her. But the day after we met and did our business meeting about the show, was I not in the car and this little 6-year-old made us shut off the radio to tell us that the magic came from within. And I was amazed.
That's so cool.
So I do use incense. I do use crystals. I do have a chalice, a wand, a serving. I have all of that. Do I use them? Yes. Do I use them often? Probably not. There are some, like when I do ritual or I celebrate a Sabbath, I sometimes will give offerings of mead and cake. And I'm in recovery, but I gotta tell you, I got 3 bottles of wine on my altar that are used for that. And they're old. I mean, I don't think I've been through 1 bottle in 5 years because my chalice is very small. And it's the intent. So it doesn't take much. Right?
What does the overload do? Like, can it mess up the outcome?
Absolutely.
So if you like look up like all the different things that will like bring, I don't know, like a safety into you, a protection or whatever.
There's hundreds of crystals. There's hundreds of crystals that can give you protection. There's hundreds of correspondences that could go, like I have a book of correspondences that sometimes I'll reference to as to when would be the most appropriate time and what herbs and stuff would work best with this thing that I'm trying to create. So I research it and I get all this information and then I cross-reference. Well, this and this mean the same thing. This and this and this mean the same thing. So you break it down.
Okay.
So originally I have 100 items.
Yeah.
Then when I'm cross-referencing and seeing what they mean and what they can represent, it gets smaller. And it gets smaller.
And how do you know what ones to pick though then? I mean, I know it comes from within, but like you said, it amplifies.
Researching, like you have to research what. Okay, so I always tell women that come to me with questions. I'm like, read, look it up. And I will give them some of the websites that I go to for reference. And I have a full library at my house too. So I generally, the books that I've been drawn to are the ones that I refer to. So it's so easy to say, hey Google, what crystals are good for protection? And
Is it
will
looking
list
it
it.
up?
No. And it will give you a whole list of them.
Yeah.
But that's not.
And then you narrow it down to the ones, like you take out the ones. How do you know the ones that do the same thing?
By
Like which
researching
which one you want of those two?
It's the one that you're drawn to.
Okay.
So for me,
So either way, it's
still gonna come from within. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So some people, right?
I just kind of I love to get your take on it, and I hope.
Yeah, no, I don't
asking.
mind. But some people will be like, oh, black obsidian is only good for protection, and that's not true, right? But that's the first one people will say. So for somebody who's a little novice, meaning they're just learning, they're just coming into using crystals and stuff, they hear that and that's what sticks in their head. I recommend that you research, find what resonates with you.
Okay.
So that's kind of the answer you were looking for. It's what resonates within your spirit, what works for you.
Which says it still comes from within.
Right,
That's
still
so
comes
cool.
from within.
Thank you for. I know I'm like totally taking over.
No, not at all. Not at all, because I love when we, bounce
taken
off
over
of
the
each other
spin.
like that. I mean, and that's it, So, do you need to get those tools? Yeah, but if you need to get those tools in a month, then maybe you should pick them up. But if like, oh my God, I need this, this, and this, and you go out and buy it, and they're gonna sit,
Yeah.
and they're not gonna be used, right? So, okay, for another example, my carving, right? When I got carving, I bought a set of knives. Then I found out about power carving, because my hands are weak, I'm old, so then I went out and I bought all these freaking bits. I used 4 of them. I have $1,000 in carving bits, and I use 4 of them.
Wow.
That's what I mean
That's
by the
overload.
overload,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
So
Use what you need when you need it.
I got news
Do
for
your
you.
research.
back in the day, in the early 1900s, they only used to accrue in the earth.
Yeah.
They only used to accrue in the earth. Again, a lot of herbs,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things that they've come across, bones, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, if somebody had this wonderful speech, was very articulate with words. When he passed away, they would pull his teeth and give them to other people who were articulate with words to help empower their words more. So they took a piece of that. I mean, that's back in the day. That's how they shared their
Mhm.
wisdom,
Makes
right?
sense.
So
They might take our boobs when we die.
you can have them. But seriously, so the intention really comes from within, purity of heart, spiritual alignment, and that's that.